Hey guys, Neely here. Just wanted to show you real quick a couple things I'm doing in my Instant Pot this morning. It's only, 6 o'clock, just about 6 o'clock, and I'm already just finishing using it the first time, and I'm about to throw a sweet potato in to use it a second time. So obviously I use this thing a lot, multiple times a day usually. So the first thing I'm making in here that just went to keep warm is oatmeal. And I have done oatmeal directly in the silver insert in here, and it doesn't always work for me. And I think the reason is because it's too thick and it's not able to get up to pressure well enough. So I have started doing the pot method. And so you put water down on the bottom, and then you put the little trivet in, and then you take a glass or a metal bowl, and you put your oats and your water and whatever else you want in there in that bowl, and then set it on top of the trivet and cook it that way instead of directly on the heat. And that seems to work really well. Then you can use the steam function because you don't have food directly touching the bottom. You're never supposed to use the steam function if you have food directly touching the bottom. So I'm going to open this up real quick and then show you what that looks like. And there you can see the oats in the glass bowl, and then the trivet here has the little handles, and it's cooked pretty perfectly. I put it on the steam function for 6 minutes. So depending on how you like your oats, you can cook them for less or more, but I found that 6 minutes for this amount worked pretty well. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull these oats out, and I'm going to put in my sweet potato. This is going to be used for baby food for my 6-month-old. She loves sweet potatoes. It's her favorite. And I mix it with an egg yolk that of course, I hard boil the eggs in my Instant Pot too. So I have those in the fridge that I did last night. And I take an egg yolk out and mash it with some sweet potato. And she loves, loves, loves that. So I am going to put this in on the steam function again. Already have the water down there. And I'm going to put in my vegetable steamer. This is just a real basic vegetable steamer that I think I got at a garage sale for 50 cents or something a long time ago. So basically I just rinsed the sweet potato and I speared it with a fork and just stuck my little vegetable steamer in here, and it's ready to go. It's a pretty large sweet potato, and I want it really soft for baby food. So I'm going to do it for 22 minutes. I think that'll probably be about enough. And I can always, if I do it for 22 minutes and it's not enough, I can always just put the lid back on, and it comes up to pressure pretty fast again since it's already hot. So put it on for a few more minutes and see how it turns out. So I'm just going to hit steam, and I'll increase the time to 22 minutes and make sure this is over on sealing, and it'll start in just a sec. There it goes. And then it'll come up to pressure and start counting down the 22 minutes once it's up to pressure. Okay, I got busy and just left my sweet potato here. It's been on keep warm mode for 1 hour and 9 minutes, so it's definitely going to be real soft in there. And this is going to be quick because I have my little bean over there waiting for her breakfast. She's so hungry. So I'm going to open this up real quick, and it better be, whew, yeah, it's very soft. So there it is. I'm going to pull it out. Oh no, you're so starving. And mash it up with the egg yolk, and this girl's gonna get her breakfast. Just wanted to show you how beautiful this sweet potato was. It's perfectly done, and the skin just slips right off. So super easy and ready for the baby. And here she is, little Renee, enjoying her Instant Pot sweet potatoes and eggs. I added a little bit of butter and a little bit of salt, and she thinks it's super delicious. If I don't get the spoon fast enough into her mouth, she sticks her thumb in her mouth. And she'll often stick her thumb in her mouth and suck on it to swallow her bite. She loves her little thumb. Okay guys, it is about 8:15 in the morning, and this is the third time I'm using my Instant Pot today. So we are about to go out and run errands, and I know from experience, I have 4 kids, and if we go out and run errands, by the time we get home, everyone's going to be hungry. I'm going to need to feed the baby, and I'm going to be starving as well. Because I'm a nursing mom, I have to eat fairly often, and I just get really hungry. And so if we go out and come back home and I don't have something ready to go, it's going to take a long time for me to eat, and I'm going to get over hungry. So what I'm doing is I'm making some quinoa and chicken and veggies in my Instant Pot. I had a little bit of soup left over that I dumped in there that was just chicken and carrots and broth. And then I just threw in some frozen vegetables and then about a cup of broth. And then I'm going to put in half a cup of quinoa and mix that up. And then when I get home, I can quickly get the kids their food, and my food will just be sitting here ready for me to scoop out and eat. There is a way to do a time delay where let's see, what do you push? A timer, I believe. And so you can set the timer to start like in an hour or 2 hours, whenever you want it to start. Maybe I'll try that. I've never actually done it before. This is an experiment for me. Since I know I'm not going to be eating for another 2 or 3 hours. Oh, there we go. I think if I'll say, oh wait, I'll say start in an hour and a half. There we go. Start in an hour and a half, and then I wonder if it'll just start going in a second. Yeah. Okay, so this is a fun experiment. So I believe what this means is the Instant Pot will start in an hour and a half, and then 4 minutes after, then it'll come to pressure, and then 4 minutes after that, the food will be done, and then it'll sit on keep warm until I am ready to eat it. Okay, so it cooked, and then it's been on keep warm mode for 1 hour and 7 minutes. We're home from our errands, and the baby, I got fed, and I put her down for a nap. You can see, cooked up nicely. It's not too watery like a soup. It just is like cooked quinoa with chicken and veggies. And for those of you worried about me keeping this on the counter at room temperature for an hour and a half before it cooked, I'm not too worried about that, just because everything was cold from the fridge when I put it in, and the vegetables were frozen, so those kept it at a fine temperature, I think, for an hour and a half. If I was cooking like raw chicken or something like that, the chicken was already cooked in here, so if I was cooking raw chicken, I probably wouldn't leave it on the timer mode for very long, just because I don't want to grow anything in here that doesn't need to be in here. But for this meal, it worked out fine to do the timer. So what I think will be the last thing I cook in my Instant Pot today is some dinner. This is some trimmings from some spare ribs that I got. We're having spare ribs for our Christmas dinner, which is a tradition on my side of the family. And I got the racks of spare ribs yesterday, but they were full spare ribs, and I wanted them trimmed down to St. Louis style spare ribs. So I trimmed off the excess, and there's a lot. I got 4 racks of ribs, so there's a lot of excess, and these are still super yummy. So what I'm going to do is cook them in the Instant Pot and then cook them in the oven on broil, probably, to get them all crisped up. So I will show you what I have going on here. I put in 2 cups of chicken broth and some onions. I just had some frozen onions on the bottom, and then I put the rack in so that the spare ribs stay above the liquid so they don't just boil. And then I'm going to cook them on high pressure for 10 minutes, and then I'll pull them out and brown them in the oven. So I'll just go ahead and throw those in there, and I'll go ahead and sprinkle those with salt and pepper. That's the first batch. I'm going to cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes. So I actually already finished off the first batch. They look gorgeous. And I put the second batch in, cooked them for 10 minutes, and then they've been on keep warm for 19 minutes. The little pressure thingy fell down at about 14 minutes, so that's how long it took to come down, the pressure to come down. And this is what it looks like here. The liquid got pretty high, so it's actually covering some of the meat, but that's not that big of a deal. And then the liquid that's left over, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I think I'll probably just cook it down and use it for a soup or something like that. But yeah, it's a nice flavorful broth. It's going to be a lot of fat in it because these are pretty fatty ribs. So you might want to skim off the fat if you're going to use it for a soup or something like that. But it'll taste really good. So I'll just get all of these over here on my foil-lined pan. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in, not quite on the top rack, but like 2 racks, not quite the middle, a little above the middle. I'm going to throw these in, and they'll probably broil for about 5 or 6 minutes per side. I'll broil them on this side, then flip them over and broil them on the other side. And I just watch it. You don't want to just set the timer and walk away when you broil something. You want to make sure you're just standing there watching it because it could burn really fast. Here's a final peek at the spare ribs. I just pulled them out of the oven from broiling and getting them all browned up. And they look really good. And you can see it, they very tender, can just kind of fall apart. So definitely recommend these. At this point, you can dunk them in like a barbecue sauce, any kind of sauce you want to do. But they're flavorful on their own, just the way they are, and super tender and melt in your mouth and delicious. So there you go, guys. This has been my day using the Instant Pot. I used it 4 times today. I don't always use it that much, but oftentimes I do. I really use it a lot. So I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.